wherever you are. Here he is again. It's your friend, Subject X. I missed you people. I missed you a lot. I haven't sent you any message in a long time. I feel very bad about this. I hope you're not too disappointed. Today is, actually tonight is New Year's Eve. It's the 31st of December 2015. So in a few hours it's going to be 2016. Who could have ever imagined that I would see that day? But here I am, and it's upon us. It will be upon us. There are a few things I want to tell you about. First, I just went to the store and I bought this. Can you see it? Should hold it to this side. It's a dictionary, a English dictionary. It's actually Webster's new collegiate. Oh God, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Collegiate dictionary. Well, what do you know? I can look it up. Okay, it's also on the front. This is actually better. Okay. And the nice thing about it is, look at this. It has these sort of holes so that you can very quickly look up a specific letter. So A, B, now I'm looking at C. Can you read it? I don't know. So I was going to look up collegiate, or how the hell I am supposed to pronounce that word. Collegiate, the double L, and then it turns out the pronunciation is completely different. College, of course, we know college. Well, actually I'm right. Collegiate. It's collegiate. Webster's new collegiate dictionary. Okay, I'm happy. The thing is, there is like a secondhand store, which is around the corner. And I had been there a couple of times the last months. I bought some other book there. And then I had finished this book. The book was called Wicked by what's his name? Anyway, it's the book, and they made a musical out of it. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I don't know. I saw the book and it looked interesting, so I bought it. It was only like, I don't know, €2 or something, so very cheap. And I read it. I quite liked it. It was good. Not not the best of the best, but I enjoyed it. But then I finished the book and I thought, well, let's see if I can find something else. So I went back to the store, and then I saw this dictionary, Longman's Dictionary of the English language, whatever. And I liked it. I found it interesting. Because of course, I have a dictionary. It's a English-Dutch dictionary, which is okay. But actually, sometimes I just want a purely English dictionary, not this translation. So I was thinking about buying this Longman's Dictionary, but it was $4.50, and I don't know. At that point, I didn't feel like spending his money, which of course, I mean, it's very little, but I don't know. I was reluctant. So I didn't buy it. But then a few weeks later, actually today, I thought, or I had been thinking about, I have to go back and buy this book. But I didn't do it. And then today I thought, okay, yeah, let's go there and buy this book, the dictionary. So I went to the store, and of course, it was gone. Somebody else bought it. So, yeah, and there was nothing similar. Which was a bummer. I really hated it. Was depressed by it. So then I walked home, and then I thought about this. There's this English bookstore in town in Amsterdam, which I sometimes go to. They sell secondhand, only English secondhand books. So I thought, well, let's go there, maybe. But I wasn't sure if it would be open because, I don't know, some stores might be closed. And this is like, I cannot imagine that they make a lot of money with this bookstore because, I don't know, people don't buy books anymore, except for a few lunatics like myself. And even I don't buy as many books as maybe I used to. So I can imagine they have hard times at this moment. And so I wouldn't have been surprised if the store was closed. Or maybe even, if it had disappeared, gone out of business. But so I went there and no, it was still there. So I went in and had a look around. I also wanted to look at some. Usually when I go there, I like to see if there's any science fiction novels that I would like to buy. It's not that, there are just a very few science fiction writers that I like very much, and I'm sort of collecting their works. One of them is Jack Vance. The other one is A.E. Van Vout. I also like. And then there's Roger Zelazny. And that's about it. So those three writers, I just, collect the books. So like Zelazny has this, the Amber series, which I'm a big fan of. And I have probably, I think the series has like 10 books, and I think I have 8 of them. So I'm still looking for these last 2 to complete the series. And so far I haven't found them. And the same with Jack Vance. He has also some series like The Devil Princess, of which I used to have all 5, but then my ex-girlfriend, in a fit of rage, threw away 2 of them. So I no longer have them, and I'm still looking for them, but I haven't found them. So I'm still looking for those. I went there and looked. So for me, it's always very easy because Van Vout, Vance, and Zelazny, it's all in the same storage. They are very close together, but they didn't have anything. They had a few books of Jack Vance, which I already have. So, and Van Vout, they didn't have anything. Zelazny, also nothing. So that was a bit disappointing. But then I had some more look around. Looked at some other books. There was some other book. I'll show you. I bought one more book that I'm going to show you. But anyway, I specifically went there to look for a dictionary. So I looked at the dictionaries, and they had a lot of dictionaries, like English to French, or I don't know, Urdu, Swahili, almost anything. But I didn't see like English, just the English dictionary. So I asked the guy, "Do you have only English dictionaries?" And he said, "Well, did you look? If it should be there. If it's not there, then I don't have it." So apparently he didn't know. So then I had a second look, and then I found this. So I was happy. And then the other book that I was interested in is this book, The 4-Hour Body. I don't know. I'm just interested in what this is about, because apparently this guy knows a lot of things and about exercising, and I like to exercise, but I always run into problems maybe. For instance, I used to go running, jogging, but I got a lot of problems with my hips. It started to hurt really badly. So then I stopped, and since then I didn't go running anymore. I tried to do some exercises, but I'm always looking for what is the best way to keep fit. So I hope this book is going to give me the solution. And it's the very interesting thing is that he thinks that you can achieve these goals with very limited effort and time. So that sounds good. I'm gonna read it and see if it's makes good to this promise. Okay, this could be one of my New Year's resolutions. So I'm not really gonna talk a lot about my resolutions. New Year's resolutions, I don't really have that many. I'm not, well, there's always things I, sort of have intentions of doing, but I never, put so much emphasis on them by writing them down or even thinking about them or making a list in my mind. I don't know. Because these things are always on my mind, and actually I don't need the new year to try to change my life, to better my life, or things like that. Another thing I wanted to show you is I bought another new lens. It's a Tokina 28mm lens. It's a prime lens, so it's not a zooming lens. And I bought it because they said it had a Olympus mount. So it's intended for Olympus cameras. But I don't have an Olympus camera, I have a Canon. But I did some research and I found that there is a simple adapter for it, for Canon EOS cameras. So that was interesting, and it was only 18 euros, so I thought, what the hell, that's a bargain. So I went out to buy it, but then I needed to get this adapter. And I ordered it online because, there's no way you can find it anywhere else. And I ordered it at some online store, which is called Light in the Box, which I didn't know anything about. And they gave me a couple of options about the delivery, and I just opted for the cheapest the cheapest delivery rate, which said it can be up to 10 to 20 work days before it's delivered. But I thought, well, my experience with these online shops is that they deliver very quickly. But then these are stores that are located here in the Netherlands. I mean, they even advertise like order today and you get it delivered the next day if you order before like 10 o'clock in the evening. So I'm kind of used to that kind of delivery time scale. But they were really serious. These Light in the Box guys, they are really serious about these delivery. They are going to make sure that you're not going to get it any earlier than you expect. So I had to wait like almost a month before it was delivered by mail. And then I got this adapter. You can see it, this shiny thing at the end. And I just took it out of the package and I tried to fit it, and it didn't fit, which was I didn't understand. I thought, I must be doing something wrong. I don't know. But there was I had seen a video online of a guy who had used this adapter, and he, also had some instructions about how to attach it to the lens. So I watched that video, and well, there was nothing to it. It was really simple, and it should be, really not a problem. So that got me thinking, and then I started to study the lens. And then I found out it is not an Olympus mount at all. It's a Pentax K fitting. So of course, that's never going to fit. So these bad people from the store, they sold me something which was not what they said it was. And I was a bit pissed off about it. I was thinking about going back to the store, but then what are the options? They can take it back from me, but then I don't have a lens. This is secondhand, so they don't have probably the right one. Of course, they don't have it. I would be very surprised. So they cannot exchange it for a proper lens. So I thought, well, and of course there are adapters for PK mount too. But I have to order again. I have to wait another month, which I didn't feel like doing. But then the strange thing is that if you look at it, they look quite similar. It's almost like, it almost looks like it could fit, but then it doesn't. So what did I do? Well, with a bit of reshaping, I got it to attach to the lens. And it's really stuck. It's not perfect, but it works. I can now attach it to my camera. That's the thing. But then, I found some problems that it doesn't focus to infinity, which is apparently, that is a common problem with these adapters. I mean, it's not just attaching it to the camera body, but also it needs to be exactly the right distance from the whatever this sensor. And apparently it's not. So I think it's probably supposed to be further away from the sensor, and that's why you cannot focus to infinity. So I was very surprised that, I have to be, I put it almost on infinity focus, and then I have to be really close to the camera to be in focus. So I'm not so sure about the usefulness of this, but okay, now at least I can use it. I can experiment with it. And in the meantime, I can order a proper PK mount adapter, and then use that. So for the time being, I'm happy. I tried it. It's it's okay. It's that. I'm not really. I haven't made up my mind about it, whether I like it or not. It's not like this, the one that I really like, which I'm using now. So maybe next video I'm going to use it, and then you can judge for yourself if you like it. And I can do the same. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna reveal one of my New Year's resolutions. That is, I have to get a video out on YouTube, because so far I failed miserably. I started, to be honest, I started editing. I'm using Lightworks, and it takes quite some time to get used to it. I haven't been practicing way enough. I mean, I spent a few hours with it, and I'm sort of getting the hang of it. It's very different from anything I've used before, and I really needed to get used to it. I watched some instruction videos on YouTube to get a bit, to get the grips with this program, because it's very, I like it, but at the beginning I couldn't make any sense of it. It just was totally weird and strange, and made me very upset even. But okay, now I'm sort of understanding the philosophy behind it, and actually it's very nice, because you can do almost anything with shortcut keys, and that is something which I like very much, because that's the way I prefer to work. I don't like to click or move around with a mouse. Anything you can do with a key is much better and much faster also, I think so. And that's also their philosophy. Actually, they have like a sort of a console thing that you can use with it. Well, of course, it's probably way too expensive, so I'm not going to buy it. But that's something I like. I like that kind of thinking. So that's my kind of thinking. I started working on this video, which is also very complicated, because I made sort of an interview with myself. So I used a 2-camera trick, but actually the thing was completely improvised. I had nothing scripted, so it's going to be very difficult to make something sensible out of it. But I'm going to try anyway. And then, of course, it's sort of supposed to be like a sort of television show. And then I started going way off into, like, I wanted to make like a tune for this television show, and I made up a character, like the anchor man of the show, and you know, so I've been working on this tune, and that's sort of finished, and I really like it. So and but then, you know, I want to make sort of like I don't know, some sort of images to go with the tune, like, you know, like you have with television shows, like they have a beginning intro thing, and I want to have that. So that's going to be one of the first thing I'm going to do with Lightworks. And of course, that's not the easiest thing you can imagine. So, but it's going to be good training. So, but you know, there really needs to be something out there. Otherwise, this is all completely useless. Anyway, it's going to be almost finished, so I'm going to quickly say goodbye. Happy New Year. This 2016, I hope is going to be a good one for you and for me, for all of us. So goodbye for now. Go away.